Alright guys, welcome back to another video where we are playing the Outer Worlds. It's gonna be a couple of more missions that I'm gonna complete. This is an Emerald Vale region that we are going through. I'm basically following the markers, so let's see what happens with the next marker. Let's go there. Obviously there is a lot of running around, as you know, which is fine. So far I'm not really bored with the game. I'm actually enjoying the game. It's getting to be interesting as much as I play the game. So kind of strange that somebody left energy cells out there like that. But it's okay. The more useful, the better. This is a junkyard. So there's an optional mission here. Speak to Vicar, and we have to divert the power from the power plant. So we have to get back to a power plant because previously we were interrupted by the medicine mission that we had to do. I just had to bring the medicines back to Albernati. I wanted to help him because he was kind of sick, and obviously he's a it's a familiar name from Fallout 4 as well. There's a family that you help out. So that is something I wanted to do as well. Let's try to check this town out. See who lives there. There's a market there as well. I think this is fine. This is a nice gun. So, well, a lot of dead people here. Looks like the marauders, they were out here, they were trying to, loot everything else, so this is a bad thing. I guess they left a lot of stuff behind. Did not really do the correct looting. I mean, if you're here to loot people, why not just take the stuff as well? Why is the stuff here? Anyway, this absolutely feels like Fallout 4. The kind of thing that I like about it. I think we have enough stuff for now. So I decided that I was kind of like detract for a bit, so I just went back to EdgeWater and let's try to talk to Vicar or Vicar. I don't know what he is, like how to say the name. See what he has to say.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna.
Almost here now. I believe he's on the other side of the building, so I'm gonna try to figure this out. I'm not too sure. Yeah, this is it.
I've always felt weird in here.
Nice office though.
And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Right, that was odd. I probably made a bad choice because she was definitely not wanting to have a conversation with this guy.
I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to EdgeWater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Yeah, I know about that by now.
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I'm not too sure.
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
If only you guys had the power of Google, you wouldn't be caring about that book that
On the
much.
contrary, my position means that I am one of the few legally allowed to possess such items. But do not worry. You'll be safe since you are acting on my behalf. Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about this, so let's try to get the power plant thing going on. After that, we can probably work on this. Alright, so it's gonna be a long walk towards a geothermal power plant. It's a beautiful, beautiful scene right now. It's previously it was like sunny, or maybe in the morning, so now it's nighttime. The plant's master terminal. So we've done the optional stuff as a main. It's a main event that we have to go to. There's some Adelaide Mcdevitt. I'll come back to her after power plant thing, I guess. Let's just try to go to the power plant first and let's finish it. This mission has been hanging over for a long time, so I'm resolute and like trying to finish it. Hey, come on. The character should jump automatically above small objects. Notice the music is kind of grim. And it does sound like Fallout.
Halt!
Whoa,
Here they come!
there's one robot still remaining. I'll take you out, don't worry. I've got enough ammo now to take out a bunch of you. Well, there are a couple of them, so let's try to finish them first. After that, we do anything else. I think they were attacking each other just like the code said. Let's try to go around. That's how you do it. Let's try to see if it... Wow, nobody has anything these days. Alright, let's go back to routing switch. Find our way. I was having problems with finding a routing switch before as well. I think I'm gonna have the same problems right now. Let's just try to find it. A lot of places I've been blocked. I remember I was on the other side of the room, but there was a robot and I just had to run. I couldn't really open that door, so I'll just have to find that room again. I've done this one before, so it doesn't count. I know it's like a maze down there.
We did it!
So this is a place that you have to find, and this is a place where you have to come to. Once you do a bit of strolling, you should be able to come here. This is the second one. And then we have to take out another one. Let's do that. This is stairs that you can use to come here. That's all I can tell you right now. Yeah, he's not trying to attack us, but I was not ready to take a risk anyway. Obviously, these two guys had a fight. It's sad to find the humans like that. They could have been helpful. She's just standing looking at me. Alright, this is the door. Let's try to open the other one as well before we do anything else. This was the door I was talking about. That was locked, so now it's not. Alright, this is the third one.
Last.
Now that we have all the switches turned on, all we have to do is just find the main switch and we can divert the power. I'm still deciding what I should do. I think it's obvious, the decision. Also, my companion wants the same thing, I guess, that we should divert the power towards the deserters instead of the EdgeWater town or the community, whatever you want to call it, because they're like not really concerned about the welfare of the people. Unlike the outsiders, this is not the way they have to go. Yeah, this is the way. Alright, let's do it. The moment
Once
of
we do this,
triumph.
they're still going.
Hey, listen. Sorry, I know you're in a hurry. I know you want your power regulator and all. I just feel like we should go talk to Adelaide. If we're gonna kill her power, least we could do is give her people a fair warning. Oh, well, thanks. I mean, you're welcome. I mean, I appreciate you hearing me out.
Alright, she's not gonna make this easy for us. We will have to make a detour and go and meet Miss Adelaide. I'm so really annoyed with the beams. I wish there was a way we could disable that. Anyway, let's try to find the way out. There you go. Now it's gonna be again another long walk towards Miss Adelaide. See what she has to say in her defense. You know, this kind of a scene almost looks like No Man's Sky. If you know about that game, I think everybody knows about this game, but it does really resemble that kind of a scene. Which is a good thing, it's not a bad thing though. It's just that the colors are a bit muffled. Maybe it's because of a different planet scene. They're trying to show us a different planet, and it's not Earth. Maybe that's the reason why. It's kind of confusing and disorienting at times as well. Anyway, we're here at the town. Let's see what they are up to. Let's try not to talk to people, because every now and then you talk to somebody else and then there's another mission coming on. So let's try to finish the current ones, and then maybe after that we can try to talk to other people and complete other missions, because it seems like talk to anybody and they would offer you a mission.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with EdgeWater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss Mcdevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on EdgeWater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil. We put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of EdgeWater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from EdgeWater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. A hero to the people who matter. To us. To the ones who come around. To the ones you save. Reed will never understand. He has been too long inebriated on the wine of corporate culture. All he sees is productivity, output, profits. Life in EdgeWater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them. It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery.
Yeah, I made my...
So, what do you say? Divert power over to us. Shut down that abominable cannery for good.
Yeah, definitely I've made my decision so far.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
I'm gonna try and save these people because obviously that, or whatever that is, like an organization or a company, is affecting the lives of people. It's not really controlling them in a way that should be. So I guess this is a better leader for the whole community, whatever. Oops. I think that was stealing, so let's not try to steal and start some commotion here. Let's just try to get back. We have enough already. It's a very nice place though they've set up.
It's so pretty.
So obviously it's like a sad little game where people are living out very sad lives with corporations controlling them. I understand that. I'm kind of depressed after listening to the whole story that she had told me. So let's just try to go back and do the right thing. I think this is what is going to be happening in most of the games, that we go against the corporation to try to liberate people wherever we do, wherever we go. So I guess I'm up for that. I'm happy with this kind of gameplay. Alright, so let's get back to the plan. There it is. And we just have to turn the switch towards Adelaide. And hopefully the beams turn off as well. There you go, inside the camp. Here is a switch. Alright, I was just about to press X on EdgeWater, but realized I have to select the other option. And there you go. It's done. Now I'm definitely sure there are going to be a lot of guards outside, or maybe outside the EdgeWater plant. They're going to attack me. I'll just have to take them down, because obviously they are not going to be happy about this decision that I made, and they're kind of powerful group as compared to the Adelaide group. Whoa, the beams are still up. They're always gonna stay up, I know why. I guess that's for the better, so that nobody tries to come inside. They probably need to put up some guards here because there's nobody here anymore. All the robots are gone. I know the paths, like I couldn't find the other way around outside, so this is the way that I found. Another way that you can use. Alright, so we have to go and confront Reed. He's definitely going to be very angry. Let's see how he reacts. I want to see the reaction of that guy. What's he going to say? Is he going to talk, or is he just going to, you know, take out his gun and try to shoot us right away? Let's see what happens. Maybe he's going to be sensible about it, I don't know. Well, there's definitely something interesting there. But let's try to finish the mission first. What the hell? You guys know that I've got a machine gun in my hands, right?
We made it!
I guess they didn't realize that I had a machine gun, so. Good loot. Good looting. Let's try to get back before there's another side mission that is thrown onto your heads. The game has so many side missions, I mean, you get sidetracked all the time. And the funny part is some of the side missions interline with the actual mission, so like, they're like interconnected, which is a funny thing as well. Alright, so far the town is peaceful. Nobody's trying to attack me. Let's see what happens. Alright, there's a crowd outside.
Adelaide was right to leave.
Desertion is a criminal offense, punishable by hard labor.
Some hullheads running around town talking about lost colonies.
Are we getting paid or not?
Oh, it's you. Reed told me I should be expecting you. He's inside. As a Spacer's Choice Constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority toward apprehending wanted criminals, even during times of unplanned crisis or unauthorized general chaos. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller.
Alright, so far she's friendly enough. I don't know why, but let's try to talk to Reed. There's no power here, so obviously it's kind of dark, which is understandable. Reed must be down there, standing here.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? EdgeWater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters, plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it? That power regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
I guess I'm not able to
Apologies
intimidate
won't give
him.
us our lives back. But for what it's worth, I am sorry too. Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters are never coming back. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. Some of us will die of illness by then. Some will move on. Some will starve. And as for me, I will tender my resignation, whereupon I shall be processed and then duly imprisoned for gross incompetence.
You can try to go to Adelaide and she'll try to help you out. You're definitely incompetent because people were not really happy with you. So I guess you deserve it. Now where's that thing that we wanted? It's about time that we get it. Now let's try to increase this because I think this is the most important because most of the times you have to do ranged combat. Alright, we're just about there. We have to take these guards out. After that, the power regulator is ours. So I'm gonna leave you guys with the rest of the video. Do try to enjoy it. And do try to hit the like button and subscribe. You have a nice day. Thank you for listening and watching.
Everyone all right?
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome! Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in EdgeWater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. EdgeWater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post. I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Captain, I have detected that the town of EdgeWater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.